breathe, relax, lean back, stretch your arms, and think of a place that you love. Maybe it's a rocky beach on a wild island, or an ancient town on a mountain. For me, it's this wall that runs above a beach in a beautiful old city on the west coast of Sicily, at one time protecting this island from the world's conquerors and soldiers destined to take over the beauty of Sicily. This is Trapani. This wall, like many things in Trapani, has a special place in my heart. This is a place that I've spent a lot of time and made a lot of great friends, including my good friend Juicy, who has helped me tremendously on all my projects here and basically everything I've done in Sicily.
This show doesn't exist. This whole, infatuation with Sicily doesn't exist. Me getting to really know, I needed somebody. I needed an interpreter. I needed somebody to kind of break it down for me and tell me the truth about things. And that's really what drew me into really wanting to know everything. You had said with conviction, you must come to Trapani. Trapani is fantastic. You must see it. And I was like, really? I'm reading online. It's not that great. And now I've come, and I can easily say that this is, my favorite city. I come every year. I want to buy a house here. I want to buy an apartment. I want to live here. I want to be able to have this be my backyard.
Seeing my town and my land with different eyes, from a new perspective, helps me knowing it better, appreciating it better. It's a gift for me too. So.
Trapani is the place that we did pre-production on our film Sound of the Island, and a lot of that time was spent eating here at our friend Casimiro's Gourmet Deli.
Buonasera. What's up, man? Good. Very nice, eh? Great to see you. You look fit. See, there's you. All you guys. It's because you're clothes and you don't.
We fell in love with this deli and the family that runs it, so much so that we actually named one of our characters after the man himself.
Piacere, mi chiamo Angelo.
Casimiro, piacere.
Piacere.
Cheese, meat, olives, wine, the flavors. It's everything you need.
Buonissimo, è bianco ed è secco. Veramente buono.
Casimiro and his son, his father, and his wife are all just the friendliest, most kind and generous people. And even in the midst of a pandemic, we couldn't help but embrace. After collecting the goods, we headed to a rooftop nearby where we met with some friends that we hadn't seen in a while, and it just felt great to be together with a group. Outside, having some drinks, having some laughs.
Cheers!
Some crew and cast members showed up, including Anna et Tademo, who played Rosalia in our film.
I play volleyball. Volleyball?
Pallavolo.
Yeah.
And we finally found out if she actually played volleyball, which she does. So at about 9:30 or 10 at night, it's off to dinner in Trapani. And that night, we went to one of my favorite old school restaurants, Antichi Sapori. So we were getting a bit loose, enjoying the great service, amazing food, and I was able to eat one of my favorite dishes in all of Sicily, the polpetta di Sarde.
You really are mad about this bowl.
Mad about balls.
This dish is like the flavor of my mother's homemade pasta con la sarde, with a beautiful mixture of flavors.
This is sardines, breadcrumbs, finocchio, raisins, and pine nuts. Yeah.
All those flavors in ball form? It's heaven for me. Will and Vale enjoyed some Trapanese classics like the couscous de pesce and pasta with swordfish. And then my boy Sergio came out as always to describe his own homemade dolce.
Actually, we'll try one of each. I'm sorry, each.
We discovered that Sicilians struggle to differentiate words like beach and bitch. And during our shared dolce, we discovered something interesting about me.
You ever notice you stick your tongue out when you take a bite? Just show could be called Mike Learns.
Mike learns how to eat in Sicily.
Overall, a silly and successful evening. Very stuffed and a little buzzed, we made our way back through the beautiful, quiet streets of Trapani. And a good night's rest was in order as we were heading up the mountain the next day. Tempo. Time. These simple concepts are hard to ignore when you're exploring a town that was first settled in 500 BC and you're sitting 2,500 feet above sea level. You literally walk through the clouds when you visit this tourist's favorite medieval village. And besides the immensely rich history and breathtaking vistas, people also flock to the ancient town of Erice for some very specific sacred pastries. Antica Pasticceria del Convento
Ciao, buongiorno. Ciao, buongiorno.
is, well, maybe you guessed it, it's a pastry shop that was once a convent.
Gimme. Give me one of these. Almond hummus and rum.
Yeah.
Getting started early today, huh?
Yeah. Cheers.
We started simple and traditional,
Almonds, sugar.
Yeah.
It's just almonds and sugar.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need.
Exactly.
and then moved on to a classic.
This is the first cannoli on the trip.
Yeah.
What have we been doing wrong? We correct the problem right now.
Yeah. Now.
I wouldn't by any means call myself a very religious person, but I will say in a setting like this, I sure feel spiritual.
Now I say a prayer.
Okay.
Saint. Okay. What saint is this?
Saint Jacques?
It's my favorite. I love Saint Jacques. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Off to a good start.
But in Erice, you come up here for this. Erice's famous Genovese. So we headed upstairs above the shop to the laboratorio. This isn't a kitchen, it's a laboratory of sweet treats. And we were able to see from scratch how the Genovese was brought to life. A simple yet extremely precise dough recipe of flour, water, butter, eggs is mixed up in large batches and then hand rolled out one by one. The other half of the equation is, of course, the cream. Again, a simple concept.
Yeah. This is my favorite part.
Me too.
The emotion when that goop comes out,
Yeah.
it touches me here.
Yeah. Your hair?
It warms my heart.
Custard cream with a dash of lemon zest, but with a science and secret that only a few humans know. These perfect little pockets are folded over and tossed into a 400-degree oven. And as we waited impatiently, it was a good time to try another crispy treat.
Mustazzoli.
Mustazzoli.
Sì?
Okay. Al dente.
Super al dente.
And for me to practice a little Italian.
Quanto devono cuocere?
Una decina di...
Cuocere? Cuocere.
Quanto devono cuocere?
Quella che fight. Quanto devono cuocere?
Cuocere! Quanto devono cuocere?
Una decina di minuti.
Quanto ci manca?
No, poco. Altri 2 minuti.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Cuocere!
No!
How long?
Smoother. Cuocere.
Bravo!
The penultimate chapter of the story of the Genovese is the powdered sugar. And finally, we were ready.
Il presentiamo la genovese vicina.
Okay.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. The mountain of joy.
La montagna della felicità, della gioia.
So a half a mile high in the sky, in a convent with thousands of years of history, there is absolutely no better place to taste a fresh from the oven, warm, perfect Genovese Ericini.
I'm emotional. It makes sense that we're in an old church, an old convent, because this here, religious experience here, this is what I pray to.
Yeah, questo è quello che...
Saint Genovese.
Esatto, San Genovese.
It truly is la magia, magic, a heavenly treat. And we give thanks and praise to the holy pastry gods of Erice.
I'm going crazy for Genovese.
There is a bit of controversy surrounding the origins of the Genovese. Some say that the nuns were spied on and recipes stolen, but the important thing is that now the techniques get passed down to the next generations.
Io ora lo sto facendo passare questo alle mie figlie.
Di generazione.
Anche loro lavorano allo stesso modo di come si lavorava allora.
Back in the lab, we watched Giacomo and her daughters create pasta reale. These are a decorative cookie with handcrafted flowers, vines, leaves, and all the plant life found in and around Erice. Making these cookies and pastries is sometimes, like in this case, less about the taste and more about the artistic qualities.
Well, we're hoping that when people see this process, they'll take an extra moment to appreciate the craft.
And the importance of tradition here in Sicily, the importance of family, working together, quietly creating beauty.
C'è più piacere insegnare le cose alle proprie figlie, soprattutto quando si vede che hanno passione pure loro, che lo vogliono fare, allora c'è una bella soddisfazione, è bello. E meno male, ora posso dire meno male che non ho avuto 3 maschietti, perché non penso che fosse stata la stessa cosa.
Io fin da piccola ho sempre visto mia nonna, mia mamma che facevano questi dolci e mi sono appassionata sempre di più comunque fin da piccola.
Sì, infatti sicuramente il fatto di essere una famiglia di pasticcere ha aiutato pure questa scelta, ma sicuramente anche è stata una nostra scelta per continuare.
I was listening, and I can understand little parts, but, I think I get it, I know that my mother, she will be very impressed when she sees this. She appreciates this kind of fine craft very much, so know that my family will appreciate it too, my mom. Here we go. Sorry, but I have to eat you now. The leaf, the flower.
Good?
Wow. Very good. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Clap for them. Clap for them.
Every sweet item created here is different, yet all made by these 4 women, with their own touches and personalities added to every tiny detail. It's honestly moving and uplifting, and I can't thank them enough for a wonderful morning.
Grazie mille.
Prego.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay, bye.
Ciao.
Another important and popular part of Erice is their ceramics. The Cretans brought over their pottery wheel to Sicily from Greece in 1000 BC. Influences came with every new domination, first from the Greeks, then the Arabs, Phoenicians, Spaniards, Normans, Romans, and now, like the many dialects in Sicily, the variations in design, colors, styles, they're regional. In this shop, Letta Crea, everything is made by hand, painted by hand, and has an amazing variety of old and new styles. Everything they make there is completely unique and one of a kind, which is why these pieces are so sought after and world-renowned. Back outside, we met up with our friend Bruna, who is one of the maybe 500 people that actually lives up on Mount Erice. She gave us a quick lesson on the history of Erice and its castles. Erice is old, like crazy old, several thousands of years before Christ old. And the two main castles here are Castello del Balio and Castello de Venere. They were both constructed in the 12th century during the Norman era, and the Castello de Venere was actually built on top of the Temple of Venus, whose story goes back to 1300 BC and includes crazy stories of cults, animal sacrifice, fertility rituals, sacred prostitution, and many more stories of gods, goddesses, shrines. But look, we only had a couple hours up there to get the briefing, and then the weather, like it so often does up in the mountain, started to get a bit aggressive. And that afternoon, we learned a tough lesson about drone flying through fast-moving clouds. The lesson was, don't do it, because your drone may disappear and you might find yourself with your sound guy hiking up the side of a mountain searching for it. It's a good one.
Quite dangerous, but we will go through it.
Thank you, Vale. Well, it wasn't a success, but it was fun. And I've learned my lesson to not fly the drone in a windy situation.
And unfortunately, our rescue attempt was unsuccessful. But at least we had some footage in the bag and did purchase the insurance policy. With an appetite earned, we flew down the mountain to Agriturismo Duca di Castelmonte. Just a couple kilometers outside the city center, I first discovered this place while shooting at a location just down the road during production of our film. We absolutely loved its rustic vibes and its amazing homegrown cuisine and went back there multiple times. And this is where we first met Bruna's father, Toto, who runs Duca di Castelmonte, and explained the history and philosophy around his beautiful property.
So how long has this property been in your family?
So my family is 5 generations. 5 generations.
5 generations.
Almost 300 years.
Wow, this same place.
Yes, the same place.
And they built this
yes,
house.
they built this house 300 years ago, almost.
Wow.
And we produce here wine and olive oil and vegetables and fruit. Decide that we can use the space inside for hospitality.
Oh, yeah. You said, okay, this house is big enough. We can share. We have a lot of bedrooms.
Yes.
Maybe we can invite some people.
Yeah.
Now you got the people sleeping outside too, yeah?
Yes.
Some more places?
Yes. We start 4 years ago. We were 3 tents. But they're not tents. It's a house outside.
7 persons can.
7 person in one?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have kitchen, bathroom. You stay in the deep contact with the nature. For a week is perfect. Maybe not for a life, but for a week is incredible experience.
All the food they serve in their restaurant is grown right there on the property. It's a completely self-sustained business model.
There's a lot of olive trees there.
Yeah,
It's a special kind of olive oil. It's a really extra virgin oil.
What types of vegetables are
yes,
we talking about?
aubergine is the queen. The queen of
It's
the
the queen of this one, okay.
Aubergine, pepper, and zucchini, salad of different
Greens
yes, green and tomato.
Tomato, yeah.
And tomato there, and garlic and onion in the other side. Tomato is very important because we serve tomato in the kitchen, but in the summertime we produce tomato sauce in a bottle.
Oh, you make your own sauce?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I was young, I do every year here in Sicily.
Yes. In
It's
your
so
family.
common because you clean, sleep the green part, you clean again and down boil and down crash.
It's a kind of religious
Yeah,
moment
okay.
for family.
Yeah, also
Because
in
to make
this
sauce,
part.
I mean, hey, that's the same thing. Sunday is
Yes.
sauce
Yeah.
day.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
That's the church. Can you share any of the secret recipe of the family sauce?
We can try. We can try.
Oh, look at that. Fantastic. Now, let's go eat some.
Okay, let's go.
So the restaurant actually has two kitchens. Out back near their outdoor dining area is a kitchen dedicated strictly to this gorgeous homemade pizza. Of course, baked in their traditional brick oven. Wow. And inside they have a more standard restaurant kitchen where they prepare all the vegetables, cheeses, and meat dishes they offer. In a place like this, it's impossible for me to choose. So luckily, the antipasto they serve there has about 20 amazing creative dishes of vegetables, cheese, meat. It never ends. It's gorgeous. And as for pizza, I'm easy. I love it all. Red, white, vegetables, meat, bring it on. So here we are again. The ritual. The peaceful, meditative dining experience in Sicily. Eating in a place like this reminds me to never take food or life for granted. There's just something truly special about eating food that grew just a few yards away. It connects you with the earth.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
So let's taste the soil, Mike.
I'm gonna taste the oil. I'm gonna take a little of this cheese and salami.
Okay.
Take another ricotta ball.
So good.
That is so good. Oh my gosh, did you have the eggplant yet?
Yeah. Oh, the cheese is so great. Yeah.
The cheese is really good too. I'm gonna try this one.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We still had the pizza. Oh my goodness. You have to sing to the heavens about this pizza. All we can do is sit back and laugh and praise the Lord. And as always, we had to call in the crew to grab a seat, lock things down, and help us devour the feast that we were served. So I said a little prayer to Toto before he served us a casatelle to end the meal. A casatelle is a dessert pastry in the cannoli family. It's like a ravioli-shaped dough pocket filled with a sweetened ricotta cheese, and it's delightful.
Warm, fresh. Toast to a wonderful dinner, wonderful experience, wonderful place you have. Just so fantastic. Thank you so much.
Experience with me too.
And to accompany that, he served us a homemade amaro made of wild fennel liqueur. Again, from the wild fennel that grows on his property. A perfect way to end a fantastic meal.
And that's why Mike loves Sicily.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.